Hey there folks, Mike here down in the RC corner, back to my old little area. We cleaned it up a bit. If you haven't been around or watching some videos lately, we've been putting the house, getting it ready for putting it up on the market for sale. We're looking to move, and all the kind of stuff was all over the place, but here we are back where we belong. And this is a new truck that I got from gearbest.com. Thank you, GearBest, for sending this to me. I want you guys also to check out GearBest webpage. They have a wicked sale going on right now at the time of this video, and a lot of cool RC stuff. I saw some drones in there at prices that I've seen at the lowest. But if you're like me, you could be into other things like Android TV boxes and smartwatches and Bluetooth speakers and all kinds of technology and stuff on there. I'm a bit of a techie myself. I like these kind of gadgets and stuff, but of course we're here to talk about RC today, and we got ourselves a big truck, 4-wheel drive, 110 scale. This is the Wltoys 10428, also known as the Wild Truck Warrior. It's got a few different types of models that comes in. This has that twin hammers kind of look and feel to it, and then let's see if I can do this. Okay, we got all four here. So you got two that kind of have that twin hammers kind of look, and that one also is very similar to the 12 scale model that we reviewed here, the 12428 on this channel. And then you kind of got a bit of a, I don't know what you would call that, more of a Wraith look, an axial Wraith, kind of a Baja hardtop type of truck. And then over here we kind of got the Dash B model. So this is the Dash C, this is the original, this is Dash A, this is Dash B. This is the one I'll be reviewing, and many people mention that this is like the Polaris RZR type vehicle, and that's kind of cool. And you can notice too that there's a driver inside. I think that just gives it really cool realism. So just a couple things, 4-wheel drive, 2.4 gigahertz radio, ready to run. It comes with 2200 milliamp hour LiPo, all the fixings that you would tend to expect. So let's pause it right here for a sec, and we'll come right back and we'll get this thing out of the box. Alright, sit tight. Okay guys, we got this thing out of the box, and we got some quality components here. I'm very pleased with this. I'm just going to get some of the other small things out of the way. First of all, it comes with the charger. The charger here is pretty standard fare. Now, I live in Canada, North America. We have 120 volt service here. This is the European style. So maybe you want to leave a note with GearBest and say, hey, can you send me the North American adapter? I have tons of them, so it's no big deal to me. I have multiple chargers too. You don't necessarily have to use the stock charger. I always recommend, if you're getting RC and you'll probably end up getting more than one, invest in a hobby charger. But this is just a standard one to get you going. 800 milliamp hour output, so it's a 2200 milliamp hour battery in here, so you're looking at about 3 hours to charge it with this thing, I'm guessing. We'll put that aside, and we'll talk about the manual here. You get two manuals, one for the radio and you get one for the truck. It's full English. You get a little cross wrench tool, good stuff. All the detail and all the pictures you need. It's got all the spare part things inside, and I give it a thumbs up for the manual. Sometimes you can get ones that are pretty bad translation and everything. This one is acceptable, so I'm not going to dwell much on that. I really want to talk about the truck, and I want to do the running video. So, and I'm going to apologize a little bit. I'm shooting this video out of sequence. I have already ran this, and the reason why I did that is because of the weather. It's real warm right now where I'm at, and we're supposed to get into weather changeover and get thunderstorms and rain coming. So I wanted to make sure I shot this video first, and get this all done. So first thing, I'm just going to put the truck aside for a sec, and let's talk about the radio. Now this radio is seriously good. It's dumbed down a bit because I believe some other model uses this, and you could put more model into it, but this one I don't think will allow you to do that. But you can see over here has model name and the endpoints, and reverse the servo, and you can manually do the trim through the menu, all kinds of stuff. So at one point in time, with a better firmware or something on here, you could do multiple receivers binding to this radio, but I haven't found out a way to do that just looking at it. But for a stock radio, I don't think you're going to get anything much better than this. It is super comfortable. Now this plastic here, I don't even know if you call it plastic. It feels soft and rubbery. It's a real different feel than any of the other hard plastics you get for a controller. It feels really smooth and really comfortable in your hands. You got a nice foam wheel here. You got your steering trim, your throttle trim, which is cool. The menu's navigated through this little thumb switch, joystick type thing. You got a back button, got a blue LED, powers on. Now you have your dual rates here for your steering, so you can sharpen or widen your corners out, and it got buttons underneath. Pretty cool. One thing, it's a bit of a heavier radio, and inside it has a 6 AA battery tray, so that's a little different. Usually you see 4 or you see 8, and when you see 8, you could put a 3S LiPo in to power it if you wanted to get rid of the batteries. Here I guess you could put maybe, I don't know what you could put in. It probably would run off a 2-cell LiPo, but I don't know how long it would last. As you see, it shows 9.3 volts, so I don't know if this would accept a 3S LiPo. But anyways, let's move on from that. One thing I want to show you here is this auxiliary switch, and this is what puts it between high and low gear on this truck. You put it in low gear, I think this thing runs around probably about 18 kilometers an hour, maybe give or take 1 or 2 kilometers. Then the high speed will put it at probably around 30 kilometers. So that's pretty cool. And you can suit your style with that, however you want to drive. And definitely putting in the lower speed gives it that rock crawling type of action that you want. More torque and less top speed. So I'm going to switch that radio off, put it aside, and let's talk about the truck. Now this truck is very cool. I'm super impressed. The way this is run, I've had a ton of fun with this truck. I'm just going to pull the battery out. Interesting enough is the battery kind of is in there kind of loose. There's a bit of a tray here with some sidewalls about a 1/4 inch maybe high, and then across you just tighten it down, you just slide it in, and you put the Velcro strap in and you just tighten it up, and it holds it in. Now this is cool because that's a pretty standard size 2200 cell LiPo. I actually have some boats and possibly quadcopters that have that exact same spec with 2 cells, so you could fit those in. But if you ever got a bigger battery, a thicker battery, maybe a bit of a shorter battery or whatever, that Velcro strap is adjustable, so that you put in a variety of things that could fit. You may even find something narrower or whatever, but it should all be fine. It's got the Dean's connector, some people call it the T connector. I'm going to mention that the truck comes unplugged, but the switch is on, and the switch is really hard to get at because these panels are screwed on, and they're use the hex screw, so it's always on. So you look here, and it's got LEDs in the back, and we got headlight LEDs in the front. Super cool. These are super bright when it's bound to the radio. I don't mind unplugging it and plugging it and leaving it in the on position. The on-off switch is inside here, right underneath the driver, and it's a little too far for me to get my finger inside to turn it on and off. So I'll just mention that. I'm going to talk about the shocks. Now, these are pretty much non-oil-filled shocks. I'm pretty sure about that. The linkages and suspension is really cool. You can see under there, just lower A-arms, but you do have upper cross links giving it support, and which makes it very good for its articulation when it comes to rock crawling. Really cool. The front shocks are laid down inside, a la Traxxas style, especially for the E-Revo. As you can see, if you put down the shocks, it stays in that position. But if you're driving along, it tends to bounce itself back up when you go over bouncy terrain or over rocks, and it kind of shifts its center point of gravity with it. So it's interesting there. The back end possibly could be oil filled because it seems to bounce back up when you give it a press, but that could be. It's also got a preload clip. It's not adjustable, but I think this is something that you could just measure out and switch out if you wanted to upgrade the shocks on this. But part of it is giving it its articulation, so pretty cool that way. Driver again, really nice. You can actually even turn his head around. My son likes getting in there and playing with him. Brushed motor inside, looks to be a 550 size motor, maybe 540. Metal linkages inside for dog bones on the drivetrain. Metal dog bones going out to the wheels. Underneath, you have that standard type of thing now, solid rear axle, and sort of like that Traxxas drivetrain. One thing I'm going to mention about this is seeing that these are all bolted on, it makes it extremely hard to work on. It really looks nice. It's really cool, but that's one of the drawbacks of these type of RCs, is that the body does not come off. This is Lexan here, a hard plastic, and here you kind of have like a vinyl plasticky kind of thing. It's got a bit of a groove, bit of a pattern, works well, doesn't scratch up very easy. This hard plastic roll cage stuff, so really cool. I'm going to talk about a couple things quick, and I want to show you the running video because I'm really excited to show you about this because I was impressed how it ran. The backside in high gear seems to have more torque and get up than the front when you go full on power. So I noticed when I was in high gear mode I should say, and I was like on gravel and I gave it full throttle, the back end came out and you could do, it was like doing fishtails off the start, and you can easily fishtail and get into donuts. So you really had to be a bit on the wheel to make it track straight and go, just because there was more power in the back than there was in the front, and that caused that to do that on a loamy, loose gravel surface. But not a big deal at all. The other thing that's really cool about this is the tires. They're bead locks. If you don't know what bead lock means, this is the tire fits on the rim, and these blue overlays go, and you screw it in and it tightens it on. There's foam inside. That's pretty cool. And the bead lock goes on both sides of the tire. And last, I want to talk about the tires and the softness and the grippiness of them. They are fantastic. When you set the truck down on a surface, they don't depress, but I mean, it's almost there. These are so soft. It does not take much for you to press it down for this to get on surfaces and get a grip. It's very grippy. They're very good, but it's also tread enough that it will do outdoor terrain if you want to go fast. This thing blasts over through tall grass really well because of the high clearance, and it can also climb over a lot of things. It could climb up a curb, climb up a parking stone, no problem. I think you saw that at the beginning intro. Anyways, this thing is really cool. Thumbs up for GearBest for sending me this to review. Let's get to the video footage of this running, and we'll wrap up the video from there. Guys, give this one a thumbs up. Check out GearBest too for wicked RCs. I got links down in the notes. Alright, let's get it going outside. Hey everybody, Mike here. How you doing today? Another episode of Mike's RC Corner. We're out at the park. We got the little man here. I got my daughter here. We got Mrs. Mike's RC Corner over here. I think possibly her debut on video. And we like to do a video on this truck here. Wltoys model. It's kind of got that Polaris look to it. We thought we'd do some stuff over top the rocks and try some terrain. Maybe we'll see what else we can do with this. So little man here is looking forward. He's been begging me to run this thing all day, so let's get on with the running part. Just so you guys can see, you got the truck plugged in, and you got LED headlights too on this side too here. It might be a little hard to see because of the bright sunlight. And in the back here, you got 2 LED brake lights, really cool. Batteries strapped in here with Velcro, 4-wheel drive. So everything's good. This thing has a dual switch, so you can engage a higher speed or low speed. So let's play with that for a sec here. There she goes. We'll just take it here on the tarmac, and I gotta play with the steering trim a bit, straighten it out. There she goes. So that's the speed there. I'm gonna drop it down on the switch, and that's low speed. So that's as fast as it goes in low speed. Gotta keep in mind too, this has a high center of gravity. My daughter wants to play that. There's a push. Thank you. And there it goes in high speed. So I say that probably tops out around 30 kilometers in high speed. So let's take this thing out in the grass and let's see how it does. This is tall grass, probably has been mowed in over a week, and it's just easily breezing right through this. You can see the shocks working. It's cruising right through this. It's pretty cool. Whoop. That's what I wanted to do. I want to get it up on the rocks. We'll do it over here. Taste and move over a bit. Yeah, this is what we brought it here for, right? And you can see going over those rocks like nobody's business. Well, look out, it's good. It can power through it. Look, it just goes over those rocks. Look at the wheels articulate. As you can see, the suspension working on it. Look at that. Nice rock crawling. Pretty cool stuff. Is that cool or what? Yeah, buddy. This is a great RC. I'm really liking it. You can just see how it's working. We're going to jump it off. Boom. No problem. Look at it go. Cool stuff. Blasting through. No problems. And this is a pretty bumpy grass area. It's a hard clay underneath. It's definitely not smooth. This thing is really just breezing right through this terrain. No problem. And of course, you have some dual rates here. So you got your throttle trim, so you can lower it down. So if you want more sensitivity on the throttle, this radio is fantastic. One of the best stock radios I've ever seen. Looks really good. So really cool. really cool. Again, I'll drop it in high speed. I wouldn't do too many sharp corners with it because the center of gravity is pretty high. Let's see if we can get a full throttle pass here. Whoop. This is full throttle. Pretty cool. I'd say about 30 kilometers, and turning it in the grass, it's going up on 2 wheels, and it's holding on. So real cool stuff. Okay guys, this truck looks cool. I give it a thumbs up. I'll leave a link to it in the video description where you can buy it or get more info about it. Thanks again to GearBest for sending this to me. I think it looks fantastic. This is a lot of fun. Tires are so good, super soft. Beadlock's unbelievable. The value you get for this, I'm really quite surprised, and I'm really pleased with it. So, alright guys, thanks again for tuning in. If you got any questions, comments, leave it below. I'll always get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, catch you on the next one. Alright, peace out.